In early 2023, I packed my bags and left Germany to move to Sweden. On this channel, I share the process of renovating the house and the experience of living life in the Swedish countryside. I grew up in a village and I always knew I wanted to go back to a more secluded and self-sustained way of living. On top of that, housing prices in Germany are crazy, and while this lifestyle surely isn't for everyone, Sweden seemed like the perfect place for me to make this happen. While it might seem unconventional, I actually found this house on a German platform called Kleinanzeigen. It's a common place for Germans to list properties, and one of the advantages was that I didn't have to go through the bidding process here in Sweden or have a Swedish bank account, which would have delayed the process significantly. But buying this way comes with risks. Since I wasn't going through a local real estate agent, I was dealing directly with a private seller. And with that, you really have to do your due diligence. And I learned this lesson the hard way. I actually covered this topic in more detail in video number 3, which I will link to on the end screen. So after looking at the house in January 2023, I signed the contract, wired the money, and by May, I moved in. It was scary, to be honest with you. I never bought a house before, nor had I any experience with renovations. To put it simply, this house needed way more work than expected, a new roof, a new central heating system, the list goes on. At this point, there's almost no wall or floor I haven't looked behind or ripped up. But that's a good thing actually. Now I know the house inside out. And it's not just the inside, the outside needed and still needs a lot of work. A large part of the property is covered in Japanese knotweed, which has been a constant battle to control. It's an invasive plant and it is very hard to get rid of. Oh, and the land is 3,500 square meters, by the way. The house was built in 1957 by one of my neighbor's grandfathers, and I'm still trying to gather more information about its history. I did, however, find a bunch of old newspapers buried in the insulation when redoing the floors, some dating back to the 1930s, and that was really interesting to go through. So how much did I actually pay for the house? Well, the final price was 53,000 euros, which may or may not be a good price depending on how you look at it. Considering where I'm from, it's still a bargain. In Germany, for that kind of money, you can't even get a garage, let alone a property with that much land. And since then, housing prices have skyrocketed in both Sweden and Germany. With a renovation, you never truly know what you're getting yourself into. Looking back, I probably wouldn't want to go through all of this again. I would try to find something in better shape. But at the same time, renovation standards in this area can vary a lot, and being heavily involved in the renovation process gives me a sense of peace of mind. That said, in the end, it will be worth it. If you want to follow along on this journey, subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more to come. This year I plan to build the garage. I just actually got the building permit for it, so that's gonna be a big project. Also, if you have any questions, whether it's about the house, the renovation, or moving to Sweden in general, drop them in the comments. I'm planning another Q&A video soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.